Bitcoin has hit our first major target in the near term based off of the 5-day median HPDR band right here. And the real question is, what happens next? And in today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the short-term price action right here. I'm actually back in Helsinki now, so feeling good about that. And at the end of this video, an extremely important message. And I don't say that very, very often, but this one's a big one, actually. It's a very, very big one. All right, sweet. Let's just jump right into it, starting off with, of course, some daily statistics start right on over here, which Tuesday is and has been the most likely day to close negatively since this year began, with almost 60% of all Tuesdays closing negatively. And in today's price action thus far, I mean, it's already rather negative. So it also does boast the highest negative returns for any weekday at almost 3% of an average loss. And on the days that it has actually closed positively, which I doubt is going to be today, it has gained an average of about 1.5%, which is actually the lowest weekday. So with that in mind, we can come up with a little bit of a range of likely price action here, and I expect that this one will hold well as Bitcoin's more or less, in a consolidationary period. And almost 3% to the downside would put Bitcoin basically at very low $65,000 territory, maybe even all the way down to $65,000. In the odd event that we do see a positive closure, 1.5% to the upside would put Bitcoin actually on new highs on this rally, which would be 68,600 or so. So big, a big range right there. Oh, also I forgot to mention that you can actually still join the crypto school for free with the link in the description below and with an exchange account. The next cohort is actually going to start in 2 days and 2 hours, 6 minutes and 23 seconds and counting. No credit card even required. You can leave it at home. Just throw it away. You don't need it anymore. Anyways, okay, so going back into it right here, again, Tuesday, statistically speaking, very, very likely to close negatively. And to the downside, we would expect an average, somewhere, if it does head down towards the average, somewhere around about $65,000. If it does go, a little bit more than that, completely fine. But ultimately, this would still be a general range play off of a bit of a pullback after Bitcoin has hit, our first major target. So moving on from there, let's start to talk about the confluences at the $65,000 region. We can see right here on the weekly time frame that Bitcoin does have the 5 exponential moving average, actually just below $65,000 as well, which is technically speaking at 64,700 as of right now. And we have kind of seen this red 5 exponential moving average as just a general guide for the market. I think the 5-day actually gets it a little bit better, in which case, as long as Bitcoin's above it, generally bullish. When Bitcoin's below it, generally bearish on a closing basis, that is. But going back to the weekly right here, we would expect a bounce somewhere around this region if Bitcoin does get down around there. That's kind of like the high probability of bounce region. On top of that, we can see that stochastic momentum is pointing up on pretty much all higher term timeframes at this moment. We do see that the 5-day time frame over here is not just positioned to the upside, but also printing a nice little DMI green cross, and will continue on with upside momentum as long as Bitcoin's above 59,200. Again, keep in mind that we're probably going to see a 5-day volatility of our stochastic momentum setup, probably from here, to be honest with you. Weekly time frame is also going to be seeing stochastic momentum to the upside as well, as long as Bitcoin's above 62,150. And I believe daily and 2-day are probably still up as well. Actually, daily's kind of, in a little bit more of a corrective posturing, and the 2-day time frame is actually still vertical here too. So, short-term time frame or near-term correction with still higher-term time frame continuation likely in mind. On top of that, we can go over here and check out, the median on the 5-day time frame was obviously hit. We spoke about that at the very beginning of this video. But if we go to the weekly time frame, we can see that the bottom side of the 38.2 level right here is basically at just above $65,000. So many things coming in, down around there, meaning that if Bitcoin were to get somewhere, close to $65,000, likely a bounce area. And if you are long-term bullish, then, it's probably, which I do think is like the right call here. It's probably an opportunity for potentially even a long-term position. And even on the weekly chart, we are going to start to see the median become a bit of a magnet for price action as well. Currently, that median is at $75,000. I expect that will come down a little bit, at least on next week's open. But that could mean 70,000 plus as soon as next week, actually. So overall, the wheels in the background seem to be turning in favor of the Bitcoins. And actually, one last thing that I did forget, Coinbase, which we've been looking at as kind of like a good sort of corollary to Bitcoin is very obviously strong here. I mean, taking out the June highs on a higher low, on hidden bullish evidence, all of these things that we did speak about in the past week and a half now, and even the weekly jewel is about to turn up. I think even the daily had a bit of a pretty damn good signal over here. Yes, indeed. So, as long as Coinbase is healthy and this one's really looking for continuation, I mean, you kind of have to be looking for the same thing on Bitcoin as well, or at least I would be looking towards long-term still, general upside. So anyways, that has led us to perhaps one of the most important announcements. In this case, we're going to be going over here to President Biden's. He's actually going to be making a big announcement. I'm just going to let him speak for himself. And take it away, Biden.
My fellow Americans.
Yep.
I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful shit you've been talking about me.
Biden.
Many of you have said I am suffering from brain worms, or that I have applesauce for brains. Well, I won't mince words, so here it is.
Okay.
Fuck you. You're all a bunch of faggots.
What?
End of quote. Repeat the line. So enjoy President
It's not me,
Cackles
it's
and
him.
President Booty Juice. I really don't give two fucks anymore. Biden out.
Some people might say it's a deep fake. I don't know, but he is, he's very, he didn't stumble on any words there. So it's very possible it might be. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, that's Biden saying that, not me. I'm just relaying the message, and hopefully that will set you off on a nice little good day. As always, I want to be wishing you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.